Hey everyone, welcome back to MNMMPT Nati. This is Manmohit. Now, guys, in today's one, I am going to share with you all a proper Band 9 response for your IELTS writing essay topic. So, I had few requests from students who wanted to get a perfect Band 9 response, as in, what does it take to get a perfect band score in your IELTS writing? Now, out of all the 4 sections, I can tell you right now, writing is the most challenging one out there for getting that higher band score, especially people who are aiming for 7, 8, or even a perfect 9. Other modules, somewhat it is relatively possible to get that band 7 or 8 or even a perfect 9, but writing is where many people struggle with. But as long as you do what it takes, as long as you tick all the boxes from the IELTS checking, the examiners, whatever they need to check, you can certainly make sure that you can also be the one of those people who can get that perfect band score that you're aiming for. So today I would be sharing one question and I would be giving you few keywords in them, vocabulary words, phrases, and whatnot for that. And I'll give you a sample answer for the same to make sure you can also get a perfect band 9 for your exam. So without wasting any further ado, let's dive right into it. So this is the question that we are going to have a look at. It says, should the high school students be required to perform unpaid community service? So it is asking for your own opinion. So we are not just going to give a debatable opinion saying I'm in favor of this and I'm in favor of that as well. What we need to do is, in order to get that perfect score, is to give both, is to support both of the sides. So we are going to give some points where we support that statement, and we're also going to give some points where we are against that statement. And at the end, in the conclusion paragraph, we are going to give our affirmative solution, as in we are going to take one side. We're not just going to give a debatable opinion. That's one of the reasons students do lose band score, when they just give a very debatable opinion at the end. But we have to support one side. Now, the question is, should high school students be required to perform unpaid community service? I have written down a sample answer which I would be sharing after this, one paragraph at a time, and then I will be telling you how many words have I written, and what sort of vocabulary words have I used, what sort of phrases have I used, and how have I connected one sentence with the other to get that perfect score in the real exam. Let's have a look. The very first one, it says, so that's my introduction paragraph. When we introduce this particular topic, where I would be introducing the statement and I would be kind of navigating, I would be giving the examiner a GPS as to what are they going to encounter when they check my entire essay. So I'll give a brief description of what am I going to explain in the entire upcoming essay. So what I have written is, in recent years, there has been a growing debate about whether high school students should be required to perform unpaid community service as part of their schooling. While some argue that this would be an imposition on students' time and freedom, I believe that such initiatives are beneficial for both individuals and society as a whole. So, if you look at the phrases that I've used, the linking words, if you look at this part, while some argue that this would be an imposition. So, I'm using all these linking words. While some argue this, I believe this. So you're saying, yes, people might be thinking that, but this is what I feel. You have to personalize your essay when you give your response, that you're not just saying what you heard, you're saying something from your own side. That is the true definition of giving your own opinion. And that is what I've stated. I believe that such initiatives are beneficial for both individuals and society as a whole. So that means I am in favor of doing that. So whatever words I have shared over here, words like imposition, words like students' time and freedom, words like I believe that such initiatives are beneficial. All these words are something which are not just related to this particular essay, but these are those words which can be pretty much used in any essay you get. So I would definitely encourage you to have a notebook and pen right now when you're watching this video. You can note down these particular phrases that I've explained, these keywords that I've explained, these vocabulary words that I've shared, just so that whenever you are going to practice for your IELTS writing essay, you can simply go through the list of the words that you have made from the video, and then you can refer to that. And when you create your own essay on this topic, or as a matter of fact, any other topic, you can try to utilize these words, and that will help you to improve your band score in the real exam. So that was my paragraph number 1. Let's have a look at our body paragraph as to what are we going to explain in that. So this is what I have written in my body paragraph. So On the one hand, opponents of compulsory community service argue that it would add to the already heavy workload of students. So, if you remember my introduction, first I said while some argue that this would be an imposition on students' time and freedom. So when I say some people say that it's not a good thing, so what I have done is in my first body paragraph, I'm explaining about that, where I say on the one hand, opponents of compulsory community service argue that it would add to the already heavy workload of students. They contend that they as in other people. So I'm not in favor of that. I still support doing community service, but I'm saying from their argument's sake. They contend that teenagers are already burdened with academic pressure and extracurricular activities. Again, you can memorize all these collocations. Extracurricular activities, great one. And adding mandatory volunteering would leave them with little time for personal development or leisure activities. It's a valid argument. Moreover, so now I'm adding another sentence in support of that argument. So instead of saying and, I'm using moreover, which is a connector. You can even say in addition to that, additionally, whatever you want to in terms of your connectors. Moreover, forcing students to participate in community service could potentially breed resentment, as in a feeling of regret, and undermine the intrinsic motivation to help others. So I could have just said the word motivation, right? But I use that collocation word and put it as intrinsic motivation. So this is what you have to memorize ultimately. Motivation, whenever you have to use the word motivation after that, instead of just using that word, you can just say intrinsic motivation. A great collocation for you to use, and that will show the examiner that yes, you have got a better command over the language for getting that higher band score that you're aiming for. Next paragraph. Now, I've already stated the arguments. Now I am stating my opinion because I was in favor of that. So that means now I would be listing some points in favor of that. So I can say, however, now because I'm giving opposite ideas, opposite information, opinion, I would be using an opposite connector. However, though, although, I firmly believe if someone says, I believe that, that's good, but not good enough to get that 8 or 9 band that you're aiming for. I firmly believe that the moment you start using these collocation words, speech markers, is when the examiner knows that, okay, this person is not in 5 or 6 band category, but this person is someone who is aiming for that higher band score. I firmly believe that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. How? First and foremost, so I'm giving my first point, participating in community service teaches students valuable life skills such as teamwork, leadership, and problem solving. These experiences are not typically gained within the confines of a classroom, as in just being in the classroom environment, and can significantly enhance a student's personal growth and employability prospects in the future. Now, I could have just said that it would be easy for a person to be employed in the future, and that would have been correct. But again, if you're aiming for that higher band score, employability prospects in the future. So the moment you start using these kind of phrases, again, collocations, speech markers, is when that examiner knows this person is in for a higher band score. So I've given points for its favor. I've given points for being against that. Now because I am in support of that. Now I, in the very first paragraph of introduction, already said that I'm going to be in favor of this. So what I'm going to do is, instead of just giving 1 point for against and 1 point for in favor of that, I'll be giving another point for in favor. Just so that at the end of the essay, I can say that, look, the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create another paragraph with giving another pointer that I am in favor of that. So furthermore, compulsory community service fosters, again, a great word to use, fosters a sense of civic responsibility. It makes you a responsible citizen and encourages students to become active and engaged members of their communities. A great sentence to use where you're showing that if it's compulsory community service, it will help that person to have that sense of accomplishment, a sense of responsibility as being a member of the society. By contributing their time and energy to worthwhile causes, young people develop a deeper understanding of social issues. So if they just read those issues in their notebook, in their books that have been provided, it will not leave a lasting impression on their mind. So they would just learn that, cram that, and just perform that in the exam and move on with their life. Like they would never even know what those social issues practically mean. But if they're involved in those community service, they would exactly know what the society suffer from. They will exactly know what the issues is that society currently facing. So it's a good thing to be part of the community services. And empathy towards others. This is one thing which is missing in people nowadays, but then when they do that community services, it will develop that empathy within them. They will be more sympathizing towards other people out there because they have actually gone through them. They have put their feet in their shoes, like they have actually gone through their struggles on a day-to-day life. And hence that's why I'm saying that yes, it's important to be part of the community services. And finally, this can lead to a more compassionate and socially aware society in the long term. And that is what we are aiming for. So I've given 2 points for in support of community services. Now I will conclude my essay saying that yes, these benefits will outweigh the drawbacks. And my final paragraph in conclusion, while there are valid concerns about the practicality and impact of mandatory community service for high school students, so I'm acknowledging yes, there are certain drawbacks. I believe that the benefits in terms of personal development and societal improvement far outweigh any drawbacks. See, this is the difference in just saying benefits outweigh the drawbacks versus saying benefits in terms of what? Personal development and societal improvement far outweigh any drawbacks. So I'm using those extra keywords in there to support my ideas, and hence examiner knows that okay, this person has got a better and a good command over the language. Then, by participating in unpaid community service, young people not only acquire essential skills and values, but also contribute positively to their communities. So we already went through the same point, but now I'm just paraphrasing that. Therefore, so I'm concluding now, I strongly support the idea that unpaid community service should be a compulsory part of high school programs. So at the end, like I said, we're not going to give a debatable opinion that, okay, this is good as well. At the same time, the drawbacks are also there. Like I'm not just going to give a debate in there. I'm actually going to support something. And that is very crucial in your real exam, that you're not just giving both sides equal opportunity. You're actually taking one side over the other and showing examiner that you have your own voice, you have your own opinion in the exam. Now, what was the purpose of the video? Now, I'm not asking you to memorize the essay, and if you end up getting the same one, just type it down or write it down word by word. That's not the point of the video, but I wanted to take a mental note of what went through my brain when I typed down this answer, and what sort of thinking hat you should be putting on to think of these kind of ideas, these kind of keywords, these kind of vocabulary words and phrases, and draft a complete perfect band 9 essay in the real exam. So watch this video again, take some good notes, use this answer as your reference, and use the same question. And now, using the same keywords, phrases, and vocabulary words that I have used, try typing your own answer after that. And you can even put that down in the comments down below once you have typed down your answer, to see if you were able to get a better answer, or if you were able to get something close to what I have written, or how does that essay sound to you. Guys, all the best if you have quarter exams coming soon. If you want me to create a video on any other essay question which you're struggling with for any band score, 6, 7, 8 or 9, or if not essay, any other topic for any other module, feel free to put that down in the comments down below, and me and Mohit can make the videos on the basis of those topics first as compared to the ones that we have got planned in the pipeline. All the best, stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next one.